The mysterious blue-hued man you see here taught me a lesson or two in the last couple of days. Now, to be clear, I'm not even really sure what those lessons are, but courtesy of this guy whose image I've altered so that Google's reverse image search won't recognize him, I've had occasion to reaffirm an idea that's long been a tenet of how I walk through life and do business. Arguing is good. Now, of course, I don't mean full-bore arguing. Arguing is good. It would probably be better phrased as exploring differences in a calm, rational manner can be useful. But that wouldn't have gotten your attention, would it? Yesterday, I told you about my experience over the weekend when we sent out a mail bomb for our about-to-launch service, the WordPress helpers. I called that piece, Best Practices Are a Load of Hooey. And in it, I told you about this man's reaction to the mail bomb. He was not pleased. Well, I sent him the piece I wrote, and we had a terrific back and forth over what he'd actually meant to say, how he'd meant to come across, and our differences vis-a-vis what's appropriate in this era of permission-based internet marketing. And we still disagree, but we each learned, well, like I said, something. I revealed a bit about the results of sending out our bomb, including the fact that despite, and this part is kind of funny actually, adhering to best practices, a few so-called spam watching services temporarily flagged the IP address we'd sent the mail from. I also pointed out that because of the statistics that fell out, I knew full well how that could have been avoided, simply by using a service like Constant Contact or MailChimp, rather than sending the mail ourselves using MailPoet. I went so far as to suggest that doing so is itself a form of cheating, even though those services are, ostensibly anyway, policing against the kinds of things that Blue Dude had taken exception to. Now, we came away with what feels like a healthy respect for each other's positions. We did not come away agreeing on very much else. But that's okay. The very act of hashing this out was useful because arguing is good. Thrashing through this mess forced me to look more closely than I might have otherwise done at those statistics and let me uncover some great information. Let's argue about it. I'm the answer guy, and I'll be back.